Welcome back to Max Payne for the PS2. This is part 14, and we are so close. We are on the cusp of the end of the game. I can just feel it. What? Oh, okay, I'm gonna assume we have to shoot whoever... Yeah, okay. Right? I really hope those are bad guys. Yeah, okay, they're shooting at me. Those are bad guys. Because, like, they didn't look dressed like the typical bad guys, so I was like, oh shit, what if I killed dudes that were actually good dudes, and I wasn't supposed to shoot them? Nope, that was definitely the guys I was supposed to destroy. So we're gonna keep moving through, and wow, the architecture is really nice. What's up with games from like the early 2000s with just the prettiest depictions of this kind of architecture with these very classical, well, not so much classical, I don't want to call them that because I feel like I would be not representing my education because I'm technically like, I've graduated this shit, but it's like, you know, this visual sensibility with all this marble and stuff, it's really pretty. Oh, sniper rifle. I think I know what that means. And now I'm assuming we can't quite get through here. Wait, they gave me a sniper rifle. One of these windows is going to be open, isn't it? And then I have to shoot through that open window, right? Oh, maybe not. Okay, well, this door is also open, so let's see what we got to do. I'm a little bit nervous because sniping missions are not exactly my favorite thing to do. But we're going to find out. Another opening. Where... Oh, okay, yep, shoot this guy before he gets the chance to shoot me. And shoot him too. I love how they just kind of stumble in and don't even look like they want to hurt you. But clearly they do because one of the dudes like started shooting at me, so no shit. What is this area? Oh, I feel like something important is supposed to happen here, but maybe not within the game's context, but still. Oh my god, yeah, the game's basically wink wink nudging me right now, telling me like, hey, you're gonna be sniping. Oh, I don't want to snipe, though. I mean, like, it's satisfying to use it as a way to outsmart the game, but when you actually have to do what the game's expecting you to do with the sniper rifle, that's when it stops being quite as fun, you know? Oh, at least you got the slow-mo kill on this guy. I complained about the lack of slow-mo kills last time. Cool. And someone's still shooting at me. Where is that bastard? Is he a higher level than I am, or is he on the same level as me, and is he somewhere down below? I'm not sure, but we're going to move through here because this door has not been opened yet. And, oh, please don't make this a maze. No, okay, they're not going to make it a maze. This game is too... Oh, shit. Okay, what's going on? Oh my god, it's... Oh, I forgot. That button does the slow-mo jump. Except I've never used it. Okay, yeah, we're going full, like, what was the... at what point? I think it was Forget About Freeman. We're going full Forget About Freeman here. And actually, I just caught while editing one of the last few episodes, I realized that he said, like, you'll be a free man. Come on, I know. It's so general, but I can't help but feel like it's just, you know, when something is so culturally significant, at least within the world of video games, I can't say that Half-Life has been as significant as, I don't know, some insert big important person in the world of people that I'm supposed to know, but I don't know because I quite frankly am not interested, man. I spent the last few hours trying to get fucking a Sonic game to work on an emulator, having it crash over and over again until I realized you're supposed to set the CPU mode to accurate, and then it works. Who would have thunk? Well, because by default it's set jackhammer. The fuck? Because by default it's set to auto, and I was like, okay, well, I'll leave it at auto, but no, you gotta set it to accurate, then it works. I have a jackhammer now. What am I supposed to do with this? Where do I select it, actually? Oh, it's not actually it's the jackhammer, you know what I mean? It's a gun that's called that. I thought it was supposed to genuinely deform the terrain or something. Like this were teardown or something. Well, not a cut. I always assume it's a cutscene. I'm so sorry about that, but it's like, I just look at a thing and I'm just like, oh, it's a cutscene. It's not a cutscene. It's just more loading.
CIA, FBI, you've seen one, you've seen them all. Sure, good for a practice run. But this, working for her, oh, this is the real thing. The money's astronomical. And best of all, you get to kill any scumbag who gets in your way. License to kill. Like James Bond.
You didn't have to say like we know. That's the whole point of a pop culture reference. That's like the pop part of it. The fact that it's, as I was saying, the whole point is that it's popular culture. You don't have to specify what it is. We know what it is. That's like me saying, Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds. It's like, yeah, no shit, we already know. Let's see, A Bit Closer to Heaven. Hey, that's the name of the chapter. I thought they just named it that because Max is probably gonna die. I don't know. Does he die? Well, clearly he doesn't if there's sequels to this game. Even though they can always make up some bullshit reason for him to come back. But you know what I mean.
Take him down. Shoot to kill. Let's finish this.
Oh no, as opposed to shooting just for show. It's like, I mean, okay, there is a thing known as a warning shot, to be fair, but still, yeah, no shit, shoot to kill. That's what I'm doing too. I'm holding down the key to make me eject the bullets at a very high rate to murder you guys. I'm just gonna assume I can inspect this. Actually, I can't. Oh, I picked up some painkillers. I need those. Music's going crazy. Okay, low-key, why does that kind of sound like Jin Sono's guitar tone from the time? I mean, this was 2001. It's the same year as Sonic Adventure 2. God, it feels so strange to know that this game came out the same year as Sonic Adventure 2.
Mine wasn't the most original approach to the problem. It wasn't as if it hadn't all been done before. An eye for an eye, the first principle of revenge. Old as dirt, still going strong. The cardinal rule in going after someone with an intention to kill was not to make it personal, which it almost always ended up being anyway. It did with me. I took my time, cruising around the city in the snow. There was no hurry. I knew what I had to do now. I took my time, thinking about it, building up the rage. When I was ready, I parked the stolen wheels at the front entrance of the Acer Corporation headquarters. Got out, got in, got cracking. I had a bullet with Nicole Horn's name on it. I had 10,000 bullets with the Hag's name on them. She had ultra-high-tech security systems, enough mercenaries and weaponry to start World War III. There was no fear. New York disappeared behind a veil of snow. I had crossed the threshold. This was her domain, sleek and sexy and soulless, all glass and steel. A place of color-coded security key cards, metal detectors, and surveillance systems. Colder than a walk-in fridge. Cold as a gun.
You know, when he said color-coded security cards, oh boy, that's not good. I really hope they don't actually make that a game mechanic. I'm going to assume it's going to set off some alarms, right? Yep. Let's see what actually happens when those alarms are set off. Oh, dudes come in. As they should. You guys are doing your job. Good. We are not paying you for nothing, apparently. Except that you're actually being paid to be shot by me, because that is your job. Much like the wise... I think his name was Johnny from GameSpot once said. What was it like? What was it? I get paid in bullets, but any bullets I use get taken out of my salary. Which is bullets. God, that was such a good ass stream. That was like the second one they did too. Kingpin. I love that game, so obviously I'm gonna reference that stream. But yeah, GameSpot did this show. I think I referenced it in like the first episode of this series, where I talked about like, you know, why I'm doing all that. Whatever. And so basically, Danny O'Dwyer, who you might know from NoClip, he used to have the series on GameSpot called Random Encounters. No, not the fucking the music channel. No, like Random Encounters. And he would just play a random game, and like that Kingpin episode is like one of the best ones. And I'm dead. That was the second one, and yet they already felt super comfortable and natural and stuff. You know, everything was like everything fit right. That's what's happening. We got some Quake-free motherfuckers up there. All right, well, you know what I have? I have an Unreal Tournament motherfucker. You know what I have? A sniper rifle. So I'm gonna do this and try and strafe into position and get shot. We're gonna do that again until I get it right. I'll try to get it right because I switched to the wrong fucking weapon. All right, here we go again. We're gonna swap over and try and strafe in a position and shoot them before he can shoot me. Thank you. Oh, what the fuck? Even if you miss, it's still... Oh, no, I'm dead. Yeah, I fucking knew it. That is weird. Why would it play the thing even if you miss? I thought it was like it was one of those like guaranteed shots. Like, oh, it goes to slow motion. You're guaranteed to hit him now. Please give me a little more precision here. I'm fucking dying. I should probably just keep moving, come to think of it, instead of... Because, you know, a moving target is harder to hit than a stationary one. That's just the general rule. He's dead. Okay, so one of them dies more easily than the rest. So I'm just going to have to pop out of cover, shoot him in the face, back up, shoot him in the face again, miss his face, realize this isn't working out, and instead switch over to, well, I don't have enough ammo for this one, so what about, the dual engrams? Maybe these will do me better because they can just auto-aim, right? Max, why are you not shooting where you're fuck it, let's go to slow motion, alright? And then we can shoot where we're supposed to. Oh, why don't I just go to slow-mo when I start using my sniper rifle? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. How about hiding behind some cover? Ever heard of that? You know, it became a very popular thing in the mid-2000s with this thing called Gears of War. Oh my god, they're really not fucking around, aren't they? Like, they're just busting out every single trick in the third-person really any kind of shooter book right now. Just enemies that are complete bullshit. And I mean that in the best way possible, to be honest. Maybe I should have waited until my health was a little more healed. I always want to say until my health is a little lower, even though that's not how it works. It looks like it, right? And you can't fool me with that, fuckers. You got to put them in a harder to hit in a harder to find spot, right? Of course I'm going to see that one. And now let's see if I can. Yeah, something like that. That's good. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. What you were supposed to do the first time. So now I am going to be smarter than you by doing that and hoping everything goes well. Judging by the decals on the wall, it did go well for me. Too bad it's all over for you. That's not going to work. No, you can't be referencing Sonic Heroes out of nowhere. Although it is like, you know, that game was my first ever 3D platformer. And you know what's really fun? So basically, you know how when you're a kid and you have no understanding of, like, the way games are made? I mean, you can be an adult and also have no understanding of how games are made. But what I mean is, when I was a child, I never considered that, you know how, like, there's, like, the scary boss enemies in games, right? The ones that aren't really enemies, they're just boss encounters. I used to think that, for example, if you're just vibing, playing fucking Mario 64, and all of a sudden Bowser would just pop out of nowhere. And that's why I was too scared to play that game. And I really loved Sonic's, like, 2D Flash games, the unofficial ones, of course, but that was my idea of what Sonic was. And then, you're not hitting me with that, though I guess you are hitting me with that. And then I was in this internet cafe, because back then those were a thing, and I discovered, I was like, oh, Sonic Heroes, what's that? And I found out that it's a 3D game, but I knew that I would probably not get scared by it because, you know, it's a Sonic game. There's only so many places they can pop out in a linear environment, because even back then it's like, okay, yeah, sure, the levels are linear. Because the thing is, I was horrified of the concept of, like, big open spaces in games. I guess you could say, I guess I was agoraphobic. I mean, I still don't like open spaces in games, but that's more from, like, a game design standpoint now, just the way that they play. I prefer a more linear, streamlined approach, which explains my taste generally, right? Harder, you have shit taste because you don't want your levels to be big mazes. No, okay, that's not really how it works, because it's definitely possible to make the counter argument, you know? I've heard quite a few people express, like, a relatively low level of appreciation for more sprawling types of level design, which is an interesting take because it's not quite as common, you know? But, you know, I respect that. Either way, what was I talking about? So yeah, so basically I knew I wouldn't be scared, and so that's why that was my first ever 3D platformer, because it was like, because I'd played 2D platformers and 3D racing games and 3D shooters, well, a couple. I was actually kind of scared of Counter-Strike too. I don't know. I used to only be able to play on, like, this weird training map, which I can't find for the life of me. I don't think it was built into the game. I think it was a mod. Because, you know, back then it was like, I mean, even now, it's like most of the content in games like Counter-Strike are, you just killed yourself, you fucking idiot. They're usually fan-made, right? Because those are very community-driven games. But it used to be way more common back then when, like, the barrier to what it was considered, like, good enough to be an official map was way lower because the standards of visual quality were lower. So you could just be, like, some random guy and make a kind of shitty-looking map, but it wouldn't be that much shittier looking than the default maps anyway, made by the developers, because that's just where graphics were at, if that makes sense. But yeah, regardless, that's why Sonic Heroes is my first ever 3D platformer, and I love that game so much. And I do genuinely think it's actually a really fucking solid game. Oh, you motherfucker. I bet that guy right there, he's one of those fuckers who's like, no, well, no, you see, the game sucks because you have to beat it 4 times. Who said you have to beat it 4 times? It has 4 modes, sure, but you don't have to beat it 4 times. You don't have to play through each campaign 4 times before you get to the final level. the final level is Final Fortress. It's in the fucking name. And you get there by just playing any of the campaigns. So I don't really get what your point is. Like, I get that, you get the final story and stuff, but you know my opinion on that. I'm going to assume those look like they wouldn't kill you, but they'd probably set off an alarm. So, well, I guess I got no choice. So let's find out. Hopefully my save works this time. Oh, shit. You do actually blow up. Okay. What am I oh, jumping, of course. Yeah, I keep forgetting this game has jumping in it for some reason. Well, I guess because it's not the most common thing in a third-person action game to be jumping around, especially when this game doesn't really emphasize parkour too much. Now, this one, you need to walk under it. Max, if you could just crouch, this would be real fucking easy. But for some reason, he refuses to crouch, and now I have to... Oh my god, I'm going to have to shoot while simultaneously do... Okay, this is going to be an interesting experience, so to speak. I've run out of ammo, and I'm dead. Okay, let's switch to a different weapon that has a little more ammo to its name. Yeah, the pump-action shotgun. Let's see if we can survive this. And every time I say let's see if, I mean, like, we're gonna survive this because I'm playing the game for the internet, and it's like, I have to fucking do this. I have no choice. I can't just stop the let's play halfway through. Now, can I? And it really annoys me. In fact, speaking of, remember when I brought up that classic game room gameplay thing that they had years ago? Again, like the last upload was 13 years ago, so it's quite old. They never finished the Unreal Tournament. They literally said that, oh, we're going to be going through all of the ladders, the capture the flag ladder. And they went through, like, I think, the full deathmatch ladder and halfway through the domination ladder, and that was it. Like, come on, guys. It's not that hard of a game. He did start playing it on master difficulty because he was using mouse and keyboard on the Dreamcast, which is, like, fucking crazy. I still never understood, like, what was the point of that? What kind of audience were you targeting? Like, no, the thing is, Unreal Tournament makes more sense because at least it has, like, a lot of auto aiming assists for when you're using a controller. But if you're going to use a mouse and keyboard, you're probably going to want to play it on PC. I understand that PCs capable of running games like that back then were not as common as they are today, because nowadays, just by virtue of the improvements in technology and how much more accessible it is, any computer, any device, period, produced today can run Unreal Tournament and Quake free and max setting 60 FPS, whatever resolution you want, right? That's just a fact. That's an objective fact. You can only ever find something that can't if you're going for, like, vintage hardware, like intentionally going out of your way to get the worst possible thing that's, like, really old. Because even, like, the worst possible GPU today can still do it. But back then, I imagine that wouldn't have been the case, and so I guess I kind of get it to, you only have a console, and it's like, okay, well, I would still want to use a mouse and keyboard, though, because my PC, I used to be a PC gamer, but then I stopped keeping up, if that makes sense. I guess I understand it. But still, there definitely is a different feel to using a controller.
Mona, looking good.
Max, we gotta stop meeting like this.
It will be a cold day in hell before I let a narc cop stop me. Miss Sachs, do your job.
Relax, Max. You're a nice guy. I don't kill nice guys.
You're not bad yourself.
It was different when Horn wanted Punchinello dead. To cut her ties to the Mafia. He deserved to die.
The same goes with her. She's the bad guy here. Her sister was whispering to her in my favor. I knew the appetites of ghosts intimately. They hungered for revenge. A gunshot boomed and she fell down in slow motion. She was a nice girl, not really a stone-cold killer. And now she was stone-cold dead. Like religious fanatics or loyal samurai, Horn's private army was coming at me.
I need backup.
No, you don't. None of you need backup. If anything, you need to back the fuck up. I wonder who killed those guys. It was me. So, I guess our little damsel might not be alive. She'll probably come back, actually. I swear. Because I've, the promotional material for Max Payne 2, right? Regardless, it's been a good few minutes now. I think I'm going to end it for this part before we get a little overzealous. And I'm going to see you guys next week with part 15 of Max Payne for the PlayStation 2. I'll see you guys then.